Hey guys, Wade Willis here for Wade's Weeb Reviews. And guys, they did it. Somehow Rent-A-Girlfriend in their science laboratory created the best girl of the year, Mizuhara, the worst girl of the year, Mommy, and the cutest girl of the year, Sumi. I don't know how they have been able to do this in this show, but I am thoroughly impressed, and I'm going to break down this last episode. Before I go any further, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my page. Helps a ton. I appreciate it. Episode 11, titled Truth and Girlfriend. Now, we finally got a look into Sumi, the last girl who is in the intro. It's the kind of redhead girl that I've been wondering who the hell this girl is the whole time. And finally, we get to look at her. It was teased a little bit in the last episode. Mizuhara was going to have Kazuya go on a date with her because she's having trouble with her clients and she's basically too shy. Sumi is extremely introverted, a brainiac, and she's doing this job because she actually wants to become more outgoing and be able to speak better. At least that's how I came to understand it while I was watching the show. I can't think of a character in a show that said so few words and been so incredibly likable. Sumi, in the beginning of the episode, when she's interacting with Kazuya on this date, she can't even speak. She's so nervous. And at one point he asked her to practice smiling because, and there's some girls who would be triggered by this, but she can't even, again, her job is to be a girlfriend that people like. She's so shy, she's not even able to smile it looks like a grimace. It's actually super funny. But she's so earnest and determined to improve and get the most out of this fake date that she pushes herself beyond her limit. She's trembling a lot of the time. She's incredibly adorable, and she's just a very lovable, cute girl. She tries bowling, falls on her face, tries hitting baseballs at the batting cage. That doesn't go well, and she even tries to ride a bull. And then she tries skating, falls. She's trying all these things, trying to push herself to become a better person. And we see that Mizuhara, she wants to become an actress, so she's doing this to be able to fund it. And they don't say this, but I see it as she's using this job to be able to act, to pretend that she likes people. If she could pretend that she's really into these guys, then not only is she funding what she wants to do, but she's also improving her acting skills. Sumi is she's trying to become a better person. And that's different. Like Ruka, I believe, if I remember correctly, tell me if I'm wrong, but she's doing this because she has the heart condition and she's trying to see if she can ever feel her heart race from someone. And she's just trying to meet as many guys as possible to see if anyone can make her heart race. There's one part where Kazuya goes to get him drinks, and these creeper dudes are hitting on her, and then eventually he's kind of doesn't want to do anything because, one, he's kind of a wuss, but he eventually realized he says certain things oh, Mizuhara would never look at me if I let these guys treat her like crap. I think deep down Kazuya really is a good person. He has a ton of faults, and a lot of it's based on how his friends and grandma treat him and family. I'm not going to get into that. I'll do a character study of him. But he does act on it, pulls her away, saves her from these creepers, and they're just ridiculing him as he walks away. And Sumi apologizes, and she's like, they said so many horrible things to you, and he's just like, yeah, you're a gorgeous girl and they're jealous. That's why they're saying it to me. He doesn't even, it just rolls off of him. It doesn't bother him at all. So that's something that is a positive quality. A lot of people hate on Kazuya and think he's worst dude ever, but the dude's trying. Like, we met him in this show as someone who, like, is, like, sobbing over his ex-girlfriend that he dated for a month and starts dating a rental girlfriend to try to get over his ex. It's not like he's a knight in shining armor. Like, he is developing little by little, I think. And Sumi really develops a lot through this whole episode, and she goes from someone who Kazuya sees basically there's no hope for her as a rental girlfriend. She can't even smile like on the date. He thinks that there is hope for her, and she tries so hard and she's so earnest that there's tons of guys that there are guys that would really like her as a rental. And that's the thing Mizuhara even brings up earlier on in the episode. She's like, yeah, there's tons of guys who will love her for who she is. She just needs to have more confidence. The big factor, and I'm going to get into the worst girl of the year to me, who is Mommy. She sees Kazuya with another girl that's cute, threatening Mommy. The whole thing with her is that she just threw Kazuya away, and seeing all these girls that she possibly thinks are actually cuter than her, or at least making her second guess, really messes with her a lot. And she sees Kazuya with Sumi, basically is stalking them, pulling a Kazuya move, or Ruka move for that matter. She does that, and eventually, like, when Kazuya leaves at one point, she sits right by Sumi, and Kazuya's like, oh crap, when he comes back. And she's trying to figure out who Sumi is, and Sumi, again, pushing herself, grabs Kazuya's arm, and is like holding on to him, like saying, hey, this is my boo. Then Mommy, you see Mommy's like, what the heck? And then she holds his hand, and Kazuya doesn't want her to think that he's like two-timing Mizuhara and is afraid Mommy's gonna like tell on him and stuff. He hasn't really seen the manipulative nature of Mommy. Well, he's seen it, how bad of a person she is, but he kind of has her up on a pedestal because it's his like first girlfriend, and kind of ignores all the red flags that are out there, which all of us have been there. If you think you haven't ignored red flags on a hot ex, you're a moron. You have, for sure. Like, everyone does it, and if you haven't, you probably haven't dated someone, or if you've had one significant other, and good for you that you found the right one for you on the first try. But most people, it doesn't work that way. He kind of shoos Sumi off, and Mommy is telling him, like, you're so much different than when I first met you. I didn't expect you to just go from one hot girl to another. And she leaves. We get to Mommy sitting at her house, and you could see this is really bothering her, and she's like, why is this, like, basically she looks down on him. She's like, why is this piece of shit bothering me? And how has he just moved on to another hot girl? Starts creeping on Sumi, which honestly, this is a pretty normal thing for almost anyone who's broken up with someone, I think. Creeps on her, sees that she's a rental girlfriend. Then at another point, we see Kazuya's out with his boys, and Kibe has one of the most interesting lines of the whole series so far. And he's like, sex with the one you love isn't the best thing ever. It's the fap after the sex with the one you love that is the best thing ever. Of which I'm like, huh? I would... sex with... this quote like threw me off, and I'm like, is this a translation problem, or is this just one of the most random things I've ever heard? I've not heard one person in my life claim that doing a hand party with yourself after you have sex with your significant other, the one you love, is the best thing ever. I personally would like to be so tired I can't do a hand party after. That's just me personally, but call me old fashioned. And something struck me in this. Kazuya's other friend, I can't remember his name right now, but he knows Kazuya's secret, and Kazuya's like, man, he sees Mizuhara on another rental date, and he like turns him away, and he's like, oh my gosh, yeah, if Kibe knew this, he'd tell my grandma, which we've heard this over and over again. And I'm kind of thinking, because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Kibe's like, I've heard some people talking about how he's like a good friend, and like the one part where he's trying to get Mizuhara to like date him still, like, and like he punches Kazuya because he's being a weenie at one point. I feel like Kibe, the fact that he would tell on Kazuya for having a rental girlfriend, not to Kazuya's parents, to his grandma, is like all-time douchebag move. Like, what if I had a friend that would do that? I would literally dick punch him. Like, who? I can't think of a single friend that I have that would actually do that, like rat me out like that. It's a strange move, but again, Kazuya's doing all this stuff because he's still in love with Mizuhara. We get it. Mizuhara eventually thanks Kazuya for doing this and says like Sumi was over the moon, which all of us can see that there's going to be a love thing with him and Sumi, which I'm here for. I'm all about it. Mizuhara ended up getting a role for the play that she wanted, so she's going to end up quitting her rental business. And obviously Kazuya's like not super pumped about this, and it seems like that's going to be another conflict. So she says, yeah, I'm going to just be doing that, and if I can do acting and get paid for it, I'm not going to have to do this to fund my acting. Makes sense. Then the episode ends with she's having a rental date with this person for the first time, and it ends up being Mommy, the despicable person that she is. Now, overall, this might have been my favorite episode. I really like Sumi a lot, and there's few things I like. If I had to pick like a girl I would want to date, Sumi is not like the person I would pick personally. She's too like meek for me, but now that I'm thinking about it, her earnestness and how much she wants to improve on herself is super attractive to me, because like I'm also always trying to improve myself, so I do like someone who is like that. But it was really interesting seeing her, and she is the one person trying to actually better themselves. Like I say, Kazuya's grown some, but he hasn't done things to make himself a better person. I feel like he's become braver about certain things and gotten over his ex, but he hasn't worked to make himself a better person. Sumi is working to make herself a better person. Mizuhara is working to, achieve her goal. She wants to be a great actress. So I guess that is improving herself, but we don't really, the rental thing is improving her acting skills, and she is taking acting classes, so she checks the boxes, but I feel like she's naturally probably better at acting than Sumi is at even interacting with other people. So what Sumi's doing is incredibly difficult for an introverted person, and I'm super extroverted, so, and even I can like relate to what she's going through. I just have a ton of admiration for how hard she's working to do that. Yeah, guys, I'd love to know what you guys thought about the episode. This was my favorite, and I'm fairly certain they're going to renew this show for a second season. It's incredibly popular, and I think they're just getting started. If we don't find out within a month or two, I'm definitely going to start reading the manga, because I'm interested in this story, and if we don't find out, I'll probably end up starting to do like reviews and stuff on the manga and things like that, because I do like this show a lot. But yeah, guys, I'd love to know what you guys thought about the episode. Hey guys, this is Wade Willis. Thanks for watching my video. Here's 2 other videos I think you might like, and don't forget to subscribe to my page.